It's almost too pretty to put in this old dozer. Goodbye, old leaky radiator. That's about a 15 to 20 degree difference. That radiator is doing its job. Yep, she's a leaker. So if you're new here, this is our John Deere 750 straight model, 750E if you want to get technical. But that don't make any sense because the bees come after it. But anyway, this is our John Deere 750 dozer, and we've been working on this thing, trying to get it ready because we got a lot of dirt to push with it. In the last video, put this nice ICEBOX radiator in. So you'll have to check that one out. In the first video, we pulled this thing basically back from the dead. It had been sitting for 10 or so years, and there's a long story behind it, but best bet, just go back and watch the first video. So anyway, today's video is going to be all about hydraulics. We're going to be rebuilding both front cylinders. Hopefully making some hydraulic lines. These lines were okay, but they don't look the best. But we're mainly focusing on these lines down here because they've rubbed through in the belly pan and they run all the way back under the seat of the machine to the control valve, and they are just completely junk. So we're going to make new lines, hopefully run them up to the front here, and if we have the right fittings, we'll probably make these lines too. But these ones are good as far as I know, except, let me see. Yeah, this one has some sort of brass adapter on it, which we can always cut this line and crimp a new fitting on there or change that out. But anyway, let's start with our first problem here. Try and get this thing apart. I already put the big 4-foot pipe wrench on her just to see how tight it was, and it's clear that's not going to be the right option. I don't have a set of the flange wrenches or gland wrenches, whatever they're called. So we're gonna try the air hammer, see if that'll break that loose. See if we can not destroy something. Oof. That's no good. Alright, maybe we'll have to heat this up a little bit. It's not like we're going to burn the seals out or anything. Man, that is ugly. Okay. There we go. Alright. Now, I'm going to try and rebuild this cylinder on the machine. I'm going to take these two big cap bolts out and pull the rod up. I'm going to try and sling this up here somehow, or put a prop under. I haven't determined that just yet. I want to do this above the blade. I don't have high hopes for this, but we'll try it. No good on that one. Okay. Guess we'll go with the extendable one. Hopefully not fly off of here. really need is one of them 1-inch Milwaukee impact guns. Just can't justify the price just yet. It's coming. I'll buy one eventually. Actually, I don't even know if that would help me. That can't really fit it in there. Don't like doing things this way, but that's what they're in. Now we just gotta get the bottom one done. Give her a whack. Oh boy, that one's on there pretty good. Gonna break something here. Oh, wow. All right, maybe I'll heat that one. Now we get to cheat. Oh, that wasn't tight at all. These are probably hot. We're gonna let that one hang out for a little while. I guess the only way to do this is to fire it up and suck that cylinder in. It's probably gonna make a mess. Alright, hopefully we can spin this gland off here, cap, whatever it's called, pull the whole thing out and sling her back together. I was spinning this before. There we go. Oh, nice catch. It's not a very opportune place to work on this thing. This thing's got puke oil out of here like no other. I can guarantee it. At least it's somewhat controlled. Let that drip out. Alright, well, here comes the mess. Well, maybe. I'm not really sure how to about this without making a mess. I think it's just inevitable. Could hang this bucket back up here again. That might help. Should catch most of it. Oh boy. So it didn't go too bad. No idea how heavy this is gonna be. Oh, forgot about suction. suction out of there and yoink it on out. I'm assuming there's no oil on the other side of that because it'd be dripping out. Nope, I assumed wrong. Very wrong. Ugh. Well, good thing we got a lot of sawdust that I was able to put on here, because that made a mess. Can't really see much in there, but it's good shape. Alright, here's the riggins. Put it back in the blade ball pivot there. Got our 3/4 inch dry ratchet with a big old pipe on it. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, wasn't too bad. I've had them where you had to put the excavator or skid loader on them before. Get them cracked free. It's just sticky. Oh boy. That probably wasn't the right thing to do. Yeah. Looks like there's just springs in there, so I think we might be okay. But let's not lose that. Of course. Stand by. Alright, so to the best of my knowledge, this is how I can explain this. Just have these two little push button things there. They're connected through a channel way in there. And that pushes the spring. So it's spring loaded. So when this gets to either end of the cylinder, now the other piece looks exactly the same, it's just reverse. When it gets to the end of the cylinder, it pushes these tabs down and it bypasses the cylinder or the hydraulic pressure internally. So when the cylinder ends, like bottoms out, it can't pull itself apart, basically. Guess is the reasoning for that. So basically whenever the gland here hits it, or when it hits the back of the cylinder, it kind of acts as an internal relief, I guess. Be the best way to explain it. But anyway, this is what we gotta get off. And all this stuff here is why this doesn't work. Alright, so we got our John Deere 750 lift cylinder full seal kit. And it looks like we got plenty of seals in there, so I wanted to just double check here what all we had before I go tearing this apart. And it looks like we have, this is our U-cup seal here, the wiper seal, there's the inner wear band, outer O-rings, third band. Yeah, we should be good to start tearing stuff apart out here. Alright, so if you're new to the channel, this will be the first hydraulic cylinder you've seen me take apart, but I've done quite a few of these. So I'll kind of just try to explain a little bit what I'm doing on this one, and we'll use the magic of YouTube to do the other one. So, right here is your main seal. It's called your U-cup seal. This is what seals the pressure on the, think about this, retracting end of the cylinder. So this piece this piece here is what you would see at the end of the hydraulic cylinder. Your chrome rod would come through the center. This is what you see on the end of the cylinder. Obviously not the attachment point, but so this seal here, which is obviously junk because it's broken apart and how brittle that is, that's no good. This seal here, they call it a U-cup seal because this here is kind of like U-shaped. This side goes towards non-pressure, this side goes towards pressure. This here is supposed to seal along the chrome piston, and the pressure pushes this way. And that's the idea, is the pressure gets in here, kind of pushes this towards the chrome, helps seal it better. This is what holds the pressure inside the barrel of the cylinder. And obviously, it's not doing a good job of that. Alright. That's in there pretty good. Now the next piece that's in here is actually a wearing band. And let me take the, I'll show you on new pieces, on the new seals. Okay, so here's our new U-cup seal. As you can see, nice and flexible. And yeah, that's the replacement for this. Then down inside the cylinder is this. This is called a wearing band. It's just a hard piece of composite material. Yeah, this one didn't come out so nice. But got the new one in there nicely. Use the old one as a driver. Okay. Now we gotta put this U-cup seal in. And we actually have the right tools for this. Finally bought the tools. Just gotta figure out how to use them. Okay, I think we go. Whoa, not like that. I don't think it goes like that either, but yeah, we go like that. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. That'll do it. So that end's good to go. All right, now I got an O-ring here, it looks like, and a couple backup rings. I want to try and fix that up somehow. So we got our O-ring and backup ring here. Try not to rip these, taking them out just because, in case the new ones aren't right, but okay. And now we got backup ring, O-ring, but I want to clean that groove out quick. All right, backup ring first. And new O-ring. Just make sure that your backup ring's not twisted. And there we have it. Good to go. This end's all done except for the wiper seal. Wiper seal's pretty simple. Just get in there with a pick. I might need to chisel this one out. Yeah, this one was pretty toasty. Didn't come out too bad. So this is what actually is supposed to clean the cylinder rod before it goes through the main seals of the cylinder. So this lip goes outward. And these, you just kind of work them in there. You can use the old one to kind of seat it a little further if you want. Alright. It's good to go. Now all of these I'm not exactly sure. I gotta go look at the other cylinder, but this is a wear band. These are wear bands as well. These go on the actual piston that's out on the track of the machine. It's got them relief valves in it. So let's go take a look out there. So looking at this, all we've got on this here are these three, the 2 yellow bands and the one black colored band here. So actually this one's a seal. These are seals. So best way to do this, these need to they need to be stretched and need to kind of relax. So I'm gonna get this cleaned up. What you can do is you can heat up some oil, soak these in oil, and then they'll expand a little bit. They'll get kind of rubbery. Put them over there and let them cool off. Alright, so we're gonna remove the old seals. And they're pretty stiff. Somebody's been here before. I feel like this thing's been through some stuff. We got the rubber seals in there. That's what they're for. Okay. Yep, big rubber O-rings in there. Pick them out too. Yeah, so we got these O-rings. Work them in there first. So our new seals are soaking in new oil here. We're going to apply some heat to this, get them nice and warm. And that should make them a little more pliable. Didn't take too much. A lot easier. Alright, well, we got all the seals replaced on this here, so we're going to put this back on the chrome rod here. Hopefully not let it explode like it did last time. And hopefully not pinch my fingers, because I see that coming. Okay. Spin the nut back on, and this side's... Oh, we messed up. We forgot the gland nut. This part's kind of important. Just want to make sure you don't catch some threads. Get it walked over that nicely. Wow, it's on there pretty good. Might need a hammer. Why is that so tight? Alright, that'll do. Let's put this contraption back together. Again. torque the nut down and thread it back into the barrel, and this side is done. It's a lot quicker than using the ratchet the whole time. Now we'll get her torqued down. For real, for real. Maybe. Ugh. Oh no. Come on. Okay, I guess we gotta loosen it up. I caught my rag in there. Little bits of fuzz in there. Guess that's what I get for not putting this wear band on there. Okay. No real good way to do this. I don't know if it's gonna work. Problem is, everything is so slippery. Like that, very slippery. We're gonna call that tight enough. Dozer doggo. Marley loves dozers.
I better say yeah. Spit on it.
Got a hot tool.
Sick.
Alright, we'll throw this thing in there. It didn't get any lighter. Oh. Oh. Sorry, Marley.
It's okay, Chico.
It's been a couple days, and we got the for real tool to actually put this thing together and take them apart. See if it actually works. Oh yeah. Wow. What an ingenious invention that thing is. I've been using pipe wrench this whole time. I guess I'm gonna get a pipe to get that any tighter. You get the point. Thing works pretty good. Well, we gotta tighten the set screw in with my pocket pliers. The Murphy's diesel store got me. Had to have one. Just more junk to carry around in my pocket. Look at that. Got the GoPro mount on the puppers. I'm gonna try this out. Come on.
Hurry up, put it in. Put it in. Go put your ball thrower. Go ahead. No, go put it in your ball thrower. Put it in your ball thrower. Okay, she had to go.
Ready. I guess all that's left to do here is see if the cylinder actually works. And then obviously we gotta hook it back to the blade, but let's start with the work and no leaking part first. Well, seems like it works to me. Best part is, don't leak anymore. Got that fixed. Alright, got that side torqued down. And I'll be back when we get the other side done. You guys just seen it once, so I'm not going to show it to you again unless something interesting happens. Just like normal. Well, as always, there's always a side quest. Picked up this little Parker dump trailer. I don't know if it's 24 or 28 foot. I didn't measure it, but the price is right. I paid $500 for it. And she needs some love, but it was about 5 minutes away from home, and I couldn't really turn it down. The cylinder's there. Needs suspension work, and it needs a floor, really. I mean, it's all aluminum for the body, but I think I'm just gonna make a steel liner and put in there, and should be able to make a nice little dump trailer we can tow behind our Pete tractor. But right now the tailgate's off of it. I'd like to put the tailgate on it because I want to store this, because I have no time to work on this right now. I'm not sure it's the best grip, but remember what I said about there's always something else to work on? Yeah, the grapple circuit, electrical circuit, on the old Kubota with the Encon here, has an open circuit fault due to, I believe, the wire down here is pinched or something again. This happened before to me, so I gotta dig into that. Actually, you know what? That there might be it. Yeah, right there's our broken wire. Anyway, yeah, we gotta fix that again. Right, pup? But for now, let's try doing it this way. That's the easy part. Getting the top ones lined up is not gonna be fun. Makeshift pins here out of concrete rods. Probably won't survive, but hey, you got a tailgate. Alright, so I haven't been filming the other side. I probably should have, because boy, what a struggle this was. If you can't tell by the marks there and the welded on rebar, any of you that have taken hydraulic cylinders apart know when it gets to this point, it's not a good time. Really didn't want to have to weld those chunks of rebar on there, but I just couldn't get a grip on it, and my gland wrench slipped off way too many times, so I welded these chunks of rebar on there and got the big 4-foot pipe on there and pushed down on it with a skid loader, and we cracked her loose. But like I said, I'm not going to bore you with doing this a second time, but yeah, if I find anything else exciting, I'll be sure to let you know. So I cut the rebar off here and cleaned this all up. I got a piece of sheet metal with a hose clamp on it, protecting the threads. I'm going to try and build this back up, try to reestablish some sort of point stacks, like tighten this thing back down. If I can build it back up here and reshape it. I don't know if it's going to be perfect, but it's going to be better than nothing. It ain't the prettiest, but oh boy. You get the point. It's got the little tang back there, and at least we built this all back up because that was all kind of missing. What do you think we're cooking in here? Just some hydraulic seals. Let's see what we got going on here. No, we're not quite warm enough yet. I think they need a little bit more time. Well, I'm out of map gas in my torch, so I figured the gas grill would work pretty good. We bought this for my mom. I don't think she'll mind. Alright, this side's back together and there's some paint on it. It's all good to go. All hooked up. So, next on the list here. I gotta get an adapter from, I believe that's JIC to pipe thread. I'm gonna leave these lines go. I think they're okay for now. But these lines that run to the back of the machine, they run to about here. Because that's where our control valve is. Down in the belly of the machine, somewhere in there. They're hard steel lines, and right about here, they're rubbed through, rotted through, I don't remember which, but they leak pretty good there. So what we're going to do is we're going to run rubber lines from there all the way to the front. I don't know if you can see this very well, but this is how bad these lines are. Now these are rubber lines, by the way. The rubber just kind of falls off them, which is no good. Okay, well, it's not the permanent setup that I want. It's what I have to work with because I'm really anxious to get this dozer fully operational. So I'm going to be having another video coming out, and you'll see all this stuff plus our crimper. Well, our crimper I had, but you'll see all this stuff that our friends over at Discount Hydraulic Hose hooked us up with. Which, by the way, just let me show you guys this nice assortment kit we got here. Up here is the one we need. Look at that. DiscountHydraulicHose.com. Go check them out. Use our code. Our code should be Abrams10. That'll get you 10% off your order, and it'll help our channel out. If you need anything, I mean, they'll even make you hoses. If you know what fittings you need, what size, length you have, they'll hook you up. So excuse this mess. There'll be another video where I'm going to set up a proper station for making hoses. But like I said, I'm anxious to get this thing going. I got this old junk line here that I actually just made a new hose for a hay bind I had. And we're going to use that as a dummy line to pull it through. We got to come from up there, down under, and right about here is where the control valve is. Alright, so we're under the dozer here, and right here and just above it are the two ports we're going to. I capped them off so I could run the machine without accidentally hitting lever and blowing fluid everywhere. And up there is where our hose needs to come from. I don't know how good this footage is going to turn out, so bear with me. So we got the line here. Finish that up. Okay, gotta get that around the transmission. So we're just using this line as a guide, basically. So that way we can make a new line the right length. This one's plenty long. So we'll snug that up. Something like that. Okay. Alright, so I got our line here. So for this one, make a mark there, and I believe that length should work for both of them. Alright, we got our line cut, cleaned out. Now let's just go double check our fittings. So I know on the valve side, it's a female swivel number 8 JIC. So I took this side off, and while it looks the same, I just want to double check it. It's a number 8 JIC plug. The thread's in there nice. So that means this is a number 8 swivel as well. And I believe this actually might be the better of the two hoses, but just look at this. It's past its expiration date. It's only a matter of time for that breaks. So we come over to our discount hydraulic hose assortment kit. Hit the ICEBOX. Alright, so we need a swivel JIC 8. So an easy way to decode these is FJ, so fitting, JIC, X means swivel. So down here you just have an M, or sorry, not fitting, female. Then you have an M, J, which is male, JIC, and there's no X, that's a straight fitting. Whereas this one here has an X, it's a swivel fitting. 08-08. So hydraulic hose sizes are measured in 16ths. So half of 16 is 8, so that means ½ inch. Right here we want, so it's ½ inch JIC and ½ inch hose. I don't think there's any here that I can show you. No, these are all straight connectors. There's no ½ inch to 3/8 hose, but yeah. So that's what we need. We need 4 of them total. 3 and 4. The one thing I do here, so I can keep a pretty steady inventory. These are the fittings I've used so far. So I'll just write down 4 more of these FJX 0808, which is probably the most common fitting I'm going to use. But yeah, this is what I've used so far. So you got your hose end. Take your crimp fitting. Make sure it's fully seated. Run it up through the bottom of the crimper. Drop your, this is what's called a die. This one's new because I was missing the ½ inch die for this crimper when I got it. So you put it in there. You kind of want to make the bottom flush. And you put, I believe this is called a collet ring on there. Slam this together. All right. So there's your fitting, or there's your crimper all set up. Then you come over here, and so turn the hydraulic pump on, and when you close this valve, you're applying hydraulic pressure to this big cylinder. So I'm going to put you guys in there so you can see what's going on, and I'll do all the work. Well, the machine's going to do the work. I'm just going to run the machine. All right, that should be a pretty good angle for you. Let's get this thing crimped. So, probably can't see much. You got 4,000 pounds of hydraulic pressure on there. this collet is down tight. And maybe in there you can kind of see how tight that comes around there. All right, now when I release the pressure, sometimes it goes back. Slowly goes up. That's one thing I gotta fix with this crimper just yet. It doesn't move up the fastest. But you can kind of see we've now got a gap under that collet ring. And it's kind of slowly going up. I speed the process up. I use a jaw attachment on the porta power. Just because, you know, there's a big spring in here. I'm not sure if it's working properly or maybe it's sticky. I got this crimper for free years ago, and I don't know, somebody's done some improvements to it, but I want to get it working properly. But for now, it at least crimps nice. Yeah, as you can see now, we got a big gap in there, so we'll release our jaws here. You can open this up, and then you just wiggle your fitting. Pull the die out. And there you have a nice crimped fitting. So we gotta do that 3 more times and we can go put it on the machine. Got this nylon hose protector. Stuff should keep this rubber hose pretty safe. It's not only this 2-wire hydraulic hose, it's also got a layer of rubber coating on the outside, and we'll put this on there. This hose should not go bad ever again. I don't know if you can see it or not, but can't leave things sit too long. Up in the top of the limerizer there, I just heard all this racket, and so you know, a bird pops out of there. Great. The doze has been sitting here so long. Birds moved in. Alright. 2 lines put up in here. Run through there. And they run all the way back to the valve body. Just gonna clean them up a little bit, tie them up. Probably just tie them to follow along this cooler line here. I think we're ready to test. Here's something we haven't seen in a while. The grill's back on. Guess it's time to hook the lines up to the blade. I'm gonna put this in the logical way. I don't know what the right way is. We're probably gonna put them on wrong and have to switch them, but that's okay. Okay, that's not the right size anyway. But yeah, okay. Definitely got the right size. Okay, we're gonna get that. Like I said, we're probably gonna have these on wrong anyway, so you guys won't suffer through that. Because, you know, I'll do that off camera, but all right. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you guys. I was bored one Sunday morning and I didn't really feel like filming, so I put a quick exhaust together. Gotta do something about this because obviously these are limb risers meant to catch limbs, and well, that's gonna catch a limb, but I don't really plan on doing a whole lot of forestry work with it. But okay, I'm gonna turn master on. Okay, master switch, starter. It's nice and quiet now, even with some revs. You don't need ear protection. All right. So we got up. Do we have tilt? Oh man. I don't know, you guys see it's about time we put this old girl to work. I've got a lot I want to do with this machine, but for today I don't have a whole lot of time. I got a little project that I'm going to try and do with it, but let me tell you some of the stuff to come I'm hoping to film. I don't know, I might get impatient and just do it, but I'm going to try and film some stuff for you guys. So this road here, it gets up here, right here we're under the high lines. We're about, I don't know, 500 foot up from the road. It is really steep. It's extremely steep. And of course there's shadows cast on it, but it's extremely steep from here to there. If you can see that gate right there, I want to cut everything down below the level of that gate and bring the road up more gradual. I think this old girl is going to be the ticket for that. I just about had a heart attack here. Saw all this leaking out. It's just water. Woo! Alright, so this is our second property up on the mountain. The dozer blade is right on the dividing line. If any of you guys really follow this channel religiously, you'll see sawmills right there, and the building we moved is over there. So, oh, by the way, Double Deuce is still doing good, and Skitter's doing good too. So, but anyway, so the idea here is we're going to abandon this little stretch of hill as well. But today's project is pretty simple. The new road's going to come straight through here. So I want to take all of this, push it out that way, make a nice straight road to get in here. It don't have to be level, but I want to cut the high side, roll it to the low side, stay right in line with the dozer there, you can see. And that'll give us straight access to this flat area here, which we've got a plan there for that. And our new road eventually is going to come up and around this way, loop around, go that way, and loop back up. But for today, I think we're just going to get the dozer over here and just push some dirt. Plus, this blade's got rust on it. It ain't been shined up in a long time, and I've been itching to push some with it. So that'll be fun too. All right, well, this old thing's pretty much ready for work. It's not saying it doesn't have some problems yet. It's fairly dry. We got a drip here off this tube, but other than that, there's a couple drips underneath. There's just lines that are sweating. But I mean, staying cool. Our ICEBOX radiator's working. Our hydraulic cylinders we repacked are good. Our hoses are all good we made. I mean, this thing's kind of an animal. But for being an old machine, this thing it still pushes pretty well, and I think it'll do just fine for what we need. It's not really a fine grade dozer, it's more of a hogging dozer, and if we need a fine grade dozer, we got our D4, which you guys have seen in a few different videos. This one here is more so for, well, for one, I need to move a lot. I need to cut a lot out of roads on here, and it's kind of a sentimental machine to me. Spent a lot of time sitting on that seat as a kid with my dad, so yeah. So I think this is gonna pretty much close this video up on this machine. I don't think I'm gonna make another video on this. This will probably be it for this machine. If for some reason there are any bigger repairs it needs, I mean, obviously I'm gonna tell you guys if it blows up or something, but yeah, I mean, any major repairs that may come up, I'll probably make a video on it, but I'm going with the fact that we're good to go. We're not gonna have to do anything else this, maybe a line or two here and there, but hey, we're set up for that now. So yeah, like I said, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.